Hello and welcome to the Speedway Show. I'm Glenn Lawless, and tonight we go to the wide open spaces of Heartland Raceway, which is playing host to the first round of the SRA Sprint Car Series for 2016-17. So let's get trackside with the pirate himself, the one and only Mr. Brett Swanson.
Well, thanks very much for that, Hollywood. Great to be here tonight. Great to have everyone's company at home. Let's kick it off with round one of the Eureka Garages and Sheds Sprint Car Series from Heartland Raceway, Moama, back on October 29, up there on the beautiful Murray River on the Echuca-Moama border. Alright, now Heat 1, it was ACT Brendan Scorgi in the 57, the Fit-As Sisters Pole Dancing and Fitness Centre. First time visitor to Moama. Down for Heat number 1, Adam King in the 48 alongside. Adam gets a better start and sweeps around to the lead, followed closely by Tim Hutchins, a Tasmanian Tiger, over here for another season of racing in Victoria from his Tasmanian base. So with a well-travelled Tasmanian quickly up there into second place. Scorgi hanging on for third place with young Jordan Charge in fourth and Tim Rankin not far behind. In the meantime, we see Adam King, the Portland Peddler. It's about a 5.5 hour drive from Portland up to Moama. And Adam King, a former national champion in ADCA Nationals, then gave it up to go sprint car racing, being one of our more consistent and solid performers. One winner of the KTM, the beautiful KTM bike last year as part of the SRA series. But he's doing a great job out front. Looking there at Glenn Sutherland in the 20. On the screen right now, Jordan Charge in the 60, Jacob Smith in the 72. Another one of the young guys coming up through the field. Still Scorgi there in third, Tim Rankin in fourth as we go under yellow for a spin there. That's Jamie Hayen in the 89. Sort of one of the locals, if you like, from not too far away at Cobram. The Golden Acres car, sponsored by his auntie of all people. Alright, so on to restart. It is King from Hutchins, Scorgi, Rankin, and again Adam King getting a great start in the Port City Engines All-Star Graphics. Victoria number 48 with the battle. It's back there on the screen. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, down towards the back. Oh, Eddie Lombard, the absolute local hero. Have a little bit of a charge there on Glenn Sutherland, but had to check that one up. Brad Warren in the Bruce Stevens 91 there. He knows that this is a great opportunity for him this season. It is good gear. It's better equipment than he's had the last few years. So he's starting to put a little bit of pressure on himself as we see the ACT 57 of Scorgi. Not sure whether it's Scorgi or Scorgi. Anyone can ring us up, let us know about that. Appreciate that. But he's back there in third place and coming under a bit of pressure from Tim Rankin. Another of the talented Rankins from down Simpson Way. As King continues on out front with a handy little gap over Hutchins. Carries the front end there off turn 4. Hutchins has got a pretty good gap also back to Brendan Scorgi. A little bit of a battle there as, well, it's not really a battle, it's our race leader Adam King putting a lap on the rookie Stephen Spark, former speed car and a wingless sprint racer. Stepped up to sprint cars very, very late last season, just a one-off event. And now this is his first full season. As we go down to turn 3 there, we see Timmy Rankin with some damage to the front end on that Mel Davis ACT 66. So that's the end of him for this lap, for this heat I should say. On the restart, it's still Adam King. Oh, do you see the wheels coming up there on Tim Hutchins? He is a spectacular racer, is Tim. Unfortunately, he gets caught up in a bit of stuff and tears up a bit of gear from time to time, but always, you know, he's going to be hard on the gas. Sutherland having a bit of a pride up the inside of Jordan Charge. Couldn't get the job done there. So still the cork in the bottle, so to speak, is Brendan Scorgi in the ACT 57 as Charge continues to put pressure on him while repelling Glenn Sutherland from behind in the SA 20, the Gambia Earth Movers machine. Really looking for Glenn 20, as we call him in the trade. Glenn Sutherland looking for a first win from him sometime this season. He's got Glenn Beaton, championship winning crew chief, in his corner now. And look at this battle. Jordan Charge, the youngster, As the end of the heat went by, we didn't even notice that. Adam King taking the win from Timmy Hutchins. Okay, heat 2 from Moama. Rusty Hickman, the young, not quite 17-year-old on the pole. Sammy ran alongside him in the 84, the Ren Diesel entry. Then defending champion Brady Milburn at 68. And Dennis Jones in the 17. And a little bit of contact there almost. If there wasn't, it was almost between Ren and Hickman. Of course, Ren is a fairly successful wingless sprint car racer. Stepped up to winged cars as well last season. Didn't do a full season. It shows here and there. Mainly concentrated on the wingless car. But now we're having another crack. He's already had a run or two in the wingless car so far this season. Now into the 410 sprint car. Beautifully prepared and turned out race car. But Rusty Hickman, have a look at that. Only a handful of races under his belt in second place. There's a challenge from Dennis Jones. Dennis Jones, of course, done quite a few seasons in 14 sprint cars. When he's not doing that, he plays with the old VSC sprint cars with a 376 cubic inch CT525 crate engine. So he does nothing but sprint car racing, and there's a difference right there, the experience, as he finds a way up the inside of Rusty Hickman, who admittedly left the door open, but we can't be too hard on young Rusty. As I said, probably less than 6 races under his belt. Luke Walker in the Total Dairy Service 67, back there in 4th place. Change of colours for Luke. Gone from the mainly white and blue to red to a much darker colour scheme. Car looks fantastic. And Luke has committed to do the entire SRA series this season. We go a little further back and we see the 88 car, of course owned by Matty Easton, normally driven by Daniel Pesca. Right now it's got two-time national champion David Murcott, and as we just see, defending champion Brett Milburn, Brett the Jet, in the ID at number 68, slowing on the racetrack. Absolute disaster. What worse could you get to start off your defence of your championship than a DNF in the very first heat of the new season? Flat right rear seems to be the issue there for the Jet, as he brings the 68th the Par Motorsport entry onto the infield. It's going to make a tough night for our defending series champion. Alright, back to the racing. Ren, Jones, Hickman, Walker, Murcott. As I said, the two-time national champion David Murcott in the Matt Easton entry. They're trying to find out some things, whether there was an issue with the car or what, as Murcott ran it up on the infield and actually lost a little bit of ground there. But we may see David Murcott in this. His usual ride is the Dave Horrell-owned car in which he won 2 Australian titles. They're not firing up that team until a little bit later in the season, which gave David the opportunity to take the seat in the Victory Lane Drysdale's Shaft Mill Victoria Raider 8. And in the first heat, first pairing together, not doing too bad. Back 5th place, getting a feel for the car and a feel for each other and a feel for everything else and seeing what they can do with it. Dennis Jones there just lifting the wheel as he tries to mount a challenge for the race win with the white flag out. So half a lap to go for our race leader, Sammy Wren. Track a little rough. Jones makes one last ditch effort. Can't get the job done. Wren gets a win from Dennis Jones, Rusty Hickman, Luke Walker, David Murcott, Jai O'Keefe, Dave McKay, Matthew Reid, Terry Clark, Darren Clark, Terry Kelly, sorry, Darren Clark and Brett the Jet Milburn in last position and in desperate need of some points. Alright, let's kick off heat number 3 now with Charles Walter Hunter, the third on pole position in the Ozpack number 73. Alongside him, Grant Anderson in the 37. Of course, winner of the Jackpot Invitational 10,000 a fortnight ago. Supposed to be on the outside with him is West Australian Scotty Riley in the W18. But Scott has elected to start rear field. He just wants to fly under the radar, which is quite ironic because this is the track that would be best suited to him. He's used to running on the bigger tracks such as Kwinana. And great news for our series as we see a battle there for the minors, as Grant Anderson has just said, see you later boys, I am out of here. The great news for fans of the Eureka series is that Scott Riley intends to do the whole series. So the car will be based over here around about Cobden. and he will intend to do the whole Eureka Garages and Sheds series, which is absolutely fantastic, as we see Domain Ramsey in the 2, muscling all over the back of Chris Campbell in the 78. This is the battle for 2nd and 3rd. And there goes Ramsey with a run around the outside in the 2. Of course, Ramsey spends a bit of time in midgets or speed cars and is in actual fact the Victorian champion in our 360 division of sprint cars. And he elected to travel to Moama tonight to have a run in the sprint car. Could have been running the speed car at Avalon, but said no, I want to go up here and do this just for a bit of fun. As we saw just then, also the 34 of Brenton Farrow, the defending 360 series champion. But we go back now to Grant Anderson from Albury, 2nd generation racer, son of David Anderson, who won quite a lot of big shows during his day. And now Grant is one of the premier Victorian registered drivers, as you can see in Moama. I think about 3 feature wins just from memory, which makes him the winningest driver, if you like to put it in those terms. And it's not hard to see why. Have a look at this form. As I said, also won the $10,000 jackpot invitational just a fortnight ago at Avalon. So his form is fast, no doubt about that. On the back now of Scotty Riley, our visitor. Scott was a bit quicker in hot laps earlier on. He's got a slight issue with the car there, I suspect, as Ando takes the checkered flag. Domain Ramsey getting across the line there for 2nd place. Chris Campbell hanging off for 3rd. Charles Hunter 4th. Corey McCulloch from Warrnambool in 5th. Tim Van Ginnigan, Brenton Farrow, Ashley Scott, and Braden Parr rounding out our 9 finishes in heat number 3.